Now, a lot of you may know that I've worked as the MBA product head at a very famous MBA test prep company in India. And during my time as the MBA product head at that organization, and even now when I interact with a lot of MBA students, I've been asked one question a lot of times, and that question is that my profile, my 10th, 12th and undergrad scores are so and so. Will I be able to make it to an XYZ B school? And if my profile is so and so, which B schools should I aim for? Now, my attempt in this video is to answer this question for you all once and for all. And after this video, I believe that you will have the right thought process to think about it and to be able to answer this question for yourself. Yes, you will not even need anyone else to answer it for you. And especially in my point number 3, I'll be addressing the same thing for SC, ST and OBC audience as well. Hi, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from IIM Udaipur, and let's get on with the video. So the one thing which I want to share with you, if you are an MBA aspirant who's having this question in your mind that is my profile good enough to get into an XYZ B school, or which B school should I aim for if my scores are so and so, my answer to you is a very simple answer which initially you might not like, but the answer is you are wasting your time asking this question to everyone. And I believe that you'd be able to do much more for yourself if you stopped asking this to everyone. The reasons are simple, and in this video I intend to give you 4 reasons why asking this question of whether my profile is good enough for the IIMs or for certain B schools, good or not, it's a waste of time. I'll give you 4 reasons for this. The first reason for why you should quit asking this and even thinking about it right now is because suppose you are a female non-engineer who asks me that, hey, I am a female non-engineer and I want to know that how much percentile I need to have a call from, say, IIML. And even suppose from my historic understanding of what are the percentiles which are being called at IIML, I give you an answer that, okay, for that you need at least a 98.2 percentile, suppose. Now, even if I give you that magic figure very accurately, that will be of no use to you. The reason for that is because even if you know the percentile which you need to get, there is no way, there is no formula for you to use from which you can back calculate that, okay, if I need to score that much, how many hours do I need to study? You cannot find that out. So if your question that how much do I need to score is because from that you would want to find out how much effort you need to put into your studies, then it becomes absolutely pointless for you to ask this. The reason is simple, because even if I gave you the exact number, suppose I said that yes, you need to get a 98.2, you will not be able to find out that, okay, for me to score a 98.2, I need to study only for 5 hours a day. Whereas had he informed me that I have to score a 99.3, then I would have to study, say, 8 hours. There is no such formula out there. Therefore, that question makes no sense to you right now when you are studying. Yes, that question could make sense to you after you have attempted the exam and after you have your percentile in front of you. Then probably you can go ahead and ask that, okay, I have scored a 98.8 percentile and now I want to know that from where all can I have a call. Once you've attempted the exam, once you have your score, then this question makes sense so that you can prepare for those interviews. But when you're studying, this question makes no sense. It will not help you plan anything. From there, I'll speak to you about the reason number 2 why asking this question of is my profile good or how much should I score, it is absolutely wasteful. The reason number 2 is that your actual percentile depends on the day. What do I mean to say by that? A person who's scoring a 92 or a 93 and a person who's scoring a 99.5, there is not much difference between the way they would have studied for the exam. The difference which you are seeing in the final scores is because what happens on the day. So if on the day you are able to score or solve 2 or 3 more questions, your score will go up and there will be a big difference in your percentile. Therefore, even if you want to see it as that, okay, so that I can find out that which percentile I should aim for, it will help me to change my study, then it will not help you, because the simple answer is that there is not a lot of difference in the way you will prepare. Even if you were to score a 92 or a 93 percentile, you would have to prepare the same way like a student who's aiming for 100 percentile is studying for. You need to study in the same way, because you need to give yourself that margin for error, that okay, on that day, on the CAT day or on my exam day, it could happen that my performance is not what I was expecting, and then I have that scope that okay, even if I score a 94 or a 93, then I still have the kind of B schools I wanted to have. Therefore, it will not affect the way you will study. You still need to study with a 99.9 percentile in your head. That is what you should be aiming for. Now, my third point is for those who are SC, ST and OBCs, those who are category students. Now, because what happens is that when I say the same thing to them that, hey, you should aim for a very high score, they say to me that, hey, but for us to get into the school which we want to be in, even if we score a 85 or a 86, we'll be good. Then my answer to them is that that's correct. Even if you score an 85, 88, 86, you will be in there. You will at least have a call. However, the problem is, again, there is no way for you to find that, okay, for me to get an 85, what all do I have to do? There is no way in which you can back calculate it. The same first 2 points which I said, those same 2 points apply to you as well. For example, there is no way in which you can say that, okay, if in my mock tests, if I'm scoring a 75, then for sure in my exam I'll score an 85, which is exactly what I want. There is no way. Yes, your coaching institutes might say this to you that, hey, if in our marks, if you're scoring a 75, then you'll make it to an 85. One of the reasons why they're saying this is mostly because of it is convenient for them to say it. I am not saying that it's wrong. I am not saying that it is wrong that if you're scoring a 75, you will not score an 85. Usually that is the story, that the marks are slightly more difficult than the actual exam. But you never know. You never know about the uncontrollables. You never know about the invisible things. So do not get complacent about this one thing that, okay, if in my marks I'm scoring a 75, a 76 or an 80, then for sure I'll walk into the exam and I'll walk out with a 85. It is, there is no surety for that. Therefore, even in your marks, even if you are a category student, your aim has to be high. Your aim has to be the highest, so that you can score the maximum which you can, and then your fate and the various eligibility criteria will take care of you, will take care of themselves. That is what your aim has to be. And the fourth point is a very important one. It is a point about your thought process, and it is that you need to aim for the highest which you can. You need to be always looking to maximize your potential to get the best which you can. So for example, I've seen a lot of students whose profile was good, yet after scoring a 99.7 or a 99.8, they had no calls from an IIM ABC. They had no calls, and eventually they had to end up at an IIM Indore or at an IIM Kozhikode. The thing is that you never know, firstly. The second thing is that these are very uncontrollable things which have happened in your past. How much you've scored in class 10th, how much you've scored in class 12th, and how much you've scored in your undergraduation is your past. You cannot go back and change it. However, what you can do is that you can aim for the highest, and then the circumstances would adjust it back to the best you can get. So for example, if that student who I know of, when he scored a 99.7 and when he was not having calls from A, B, C and L, then that is exactly what I said to him, that it's okay, because now your percentile was the highest it could have been. Even if you would have scored a 99.9, it would not have been that okay, suddenly you would have had a call from IIM A or B or C. No. It might not have happened at all. So therefore, you have scored the highest you could have. Now it is entirely up to the eligibility criteria, and now the story is entirely on their end. So if they have not shortlisted you after your score, then it is their loss, effectively it is. And now you will find your way at the next best place, the best place for you, which in his case was IIM Indore. So that is the story, that your aim, whether you are a general category student, whether you are a SC, ST, OBC, a category student, your aim needs to be 99.9. When I was a student, I remember I had a friend and I used to say to her that, you know what, my aim in CAT is to score a perfect 100. And she used to ask me that what exactly is this? That what exactly is a perfect 100? And what I used to answer is that I want to score 100 in QA, 100 in DILR, 100 in VARC, and 100 overall. That is what my aim is. That is what I visualize. And only once you can visualize such big, grand, audacious goals for yourself, only then you'll find a place that is best for you. Otherwise, you never know that what happens on the day and what happens with the various uncontrollables which are there in front of you. And while you could have scored higher, you could have ended up at a good B school, you compromised with your studies, you compromised with your efforts, and now you're at a place which you might think is good for you, but then you don't even know that you could have ended up at a much better place. Or in some cases, you know that had you studied harder, you could have scored more, and you now regret that I wish I would have studied a bit more and probably I would have been at the school which I wanted to be in. So that's about it from my end. My objective in this video was to help you answer this question for you once and for all, so that you have the right thought process for this, that why you should not even think about that what is your scores and how well you need to study for this exam. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.